definitive difference between how you're playing defense and how you're okay. So what it's undeniable. Mm-hmm. So what's been the difference for you?
I think just understanding what the coaches want from me. Like, they want me to be more tougher and protect the rim, and I feel like I took that personally and felt like I had to do better in that.
I think just honest and truthful conversations. Enrique could have left, right? There could have been a lot of things that could have been done differently. She chose to stay. And she also made a huge sacrifice financially as well for us, the front office, to put this team together. You know, there were a lot of question marks. Can Paige and Enrique play together, right? Enrique has also changed a lot and given up a lot about, you know, shot selection and her really grinding and playing defense. So, and trust me, I mean, we've had a lot of great conversations, but she really loves this franchise, you know, and she wants to be here. She wants to win. And I had a lot of respect for that. But it had to be done the right way. So if she can continue to get to the free throw line and get to the rack and to the rim and to the free throw line, that helps us. That helps us a lot, you know. Mm-hmm. But again, you know, the opportunity to coach Paige, and she just sets the table. And you know, you guys were here for the last game. I mean, there's not a lot of people in the world that can do what she does. You know, she's an incredible teammate, incredible person, incredible connector, and she's a winner and a competitor and wants the ball in her hands at all times. So I'm very fortunate to be able to coach this group of guys, you know, and also I know AZ was watching this, having the procedure that she went, which was great, right? And you know, after the World Cup break, she'll be back with the team and everything, and also enjoy the type of season that we've had.
This is the Dallas Wings post-game show brought to you by DallasHoop.com and DopeContent.com. That's Dope Content with the K. This is your host, K. Lou. As you see, we have both of the special guests here today, so we're going to let them introduce themselves as always.
Mason Garcia, Mason Don 04 on Instagram, and Podium Finish.
And I am Jazz Monet. It's Jazz Monet on Instagram, Bitches Love Sports on YouTube, and on Twitter, and pretty much anywhere else.
Well, there it is. So we are coming off a 96-78 victory. Dallas Wings do clinch the final playoff spot here. We had a good game from Paige. First of all, just before we get into all that, what are your thoughts on the game?
I mean, I think the thing that I'm most impressed about, and this is something that the team has been trending towards over the past several games, but just the physicality, the way that they're being so consistent with their physicality. It's not on and off. It's not dependent on their opponent. Before the game, Coach Sarama, during his pregame press conference, I asked him how he felt about Dallas's changing lineups and the fact that he might not have a lot of film on the rotations they might put out there. He said he was going to approach tonight's game like a game of chicken, and his goal was to drive full force at the Wings and force them to divert off course. I don't think that worked out very well for him. But the old Wings, it might have, because the old Wings, they would sometimes back down. And by old, I mean like a month ago. But we've seen that tendency in them to back down or to get a big lead and feel like they can take their foot off the gas. That didn't happen tonight. So even though we saw Portland try to push, try to get more physical, try to pick up the pace, nothing really worked because the Wings seemed prepared. You know, okay, if you're going to push the pace, then we're going to go faster. If you're going to try to take more shots, which for a good chunk of the game, they actually had taken more shots than the Dallas Wings. But the Wings had their hands up on everything. Nothing was easy. The passing wasn't easy. Their dribbling wasn't easy. Their shooting wasn't easy. They're going to be having nightmares about the palms of Watson Paige's hands. Like, they're just going to wake up in the middle of the night like, saw a black arm in my dreams. Yeah. You know, like, So the physicality was very impressive. Them stringing 4 quarters together like we've been wanting them to do all season was very impressive. And so now we just got to see, can they do it against an even more aggressive opponent, which we won't know until the playoffs. But as for tonight, that's what I was impressed with.
Yeah, I mean, the Walk had the paint just completely shut down. 4 blocks in the first half, I believe. So after that, they just stopped trying, honestly. And you could really tell with Portland that they don't have a star. Like, they didn't have anybody that they could turn to in this game when they needed a bucket.
The thing about Portland was there were moments you could see them start to feel dejected. Like, there were definitely moments where a shot would get blocked and you could kind of see them pause in exasperation for a second. And so stuff like that, as that team develops, they're going to want to cut that out.
I think my main take from the last 2 games, especially after Indiana, is this team is having fun again on the court. They're not
100%.
overthinking. They're not. It seems like they're not stressing out. They're just playing free again. And on the defensive end, they have stepped it up big time on the defensive end with the new lineup, with a Walk playing the 3. 6'6" playing the 3. Didn't expect that, but injuries happen. Sometimes it gets forced up on you. I'm gonna keep saying that, Coach, because it was forced up on you. But at the end of the day, man, it is working. The only thing I really have about this is starters did that thing. They killed it. I feel like they played a little bit too long.
Yeah.
I feel like they played a little bit too long, and during these type of games where you're blowing the team out, I feel like this is a time where you want to see what your bench can do. You want to try to get somebody hot on the bench going into the playoffs, get it warmed up. Odyssey Sims or somebody like that who was big for Indiana last year, and we know what she could do on offense. Kind of try to get them more involved, get them comfortable, and get them going. That's my thoughts on it.
I think he did see what his bench could do. He gave them a few minutes, and he did not like what he saw, unfortunately. And that's something that he's definitely going to have to work out. Whether it's figuring out the right rotation, whether it's figuring out if there's something about the lack of minutes that makes the bench not play with the same intensity and aggression. Because you're right, they did look like they were having fun again.
Yeah.
And even the people on the bench were having fun. You could tell the spirit was there, but it was something about when they went out on the court, especially when it was several of them at a time. There was a period of a few minutes in the first half. I remember he switched out a few people at one time, and you could tell that there was a difference in pace, there was a difference in production, and I think he knew there was a lot on the line, and he did not want to risk this game by trying to get the bench right today. I do think that's something that he's going to look into moving forward. It's something he's going to have to look into moving forward. He doesn't have a choice. I think as for today, he just wants to secure the win, secure the playoff bid, and then he's going to have to figure out how to get his bench more involved because, having them play less than 10 minutes is not going to cut it with a long postseason run.
Right. So the good thing is all 5 starters are in double digits. Jessica Shepard, 21 points, 9 rebounds. Paige Bueckers, 22 points, 11 assists, 4 rebounds. Arike, 17 points, 4 assists. Awakuye, 12 points, 12 rebounds, 5 blocks. Alana Smith with 10 and 5. So these ladies came in. I want to talk about Maddie and the energy she brings when she's on the court. I've been pounding the table all year about play Maddie, let her play, be consistent with her minutes. Because when you do that, she shows that she's a baller every single time. So she did get 20 minutes tonight, and it was impactful. So shout out to Maddie Siggers, and just keep playing her. But again, I want to see more, 2 blocks as well. But I do want to see more of mixing Maddie in, mixing Odyssey in. You got to see what you have, because in the playoffs, you're going to need your bench. You can't just put the 5 out there and play them the whole game. You're going to need your bench. That's my only negative for tonight. Other than that, it was a great game. They did what they were supposed to do. You blow out a team. Now, you hope Washington lose. You hope New York lose. And you try to move up in the standings because you don't want to be 8 or 7.
Yeah, statistically, apparently, they could land anywhere from 2 to 8, so.
I would say, honestly, just as much as the bench didn't play their best and Jose didn't like that, yes, it kind of goes back to what you said about Portland felt dejected at times. I think when they saw that bench come in, it kind of brought them up a little bit and got their energy a little bit higher.
Okay, so interrupting us.
Yeah, he does it all the time. But so the next game is Sunday against the Connecticut Sun. Should be a win, right?
I would say so, especially if the Wings keep playing the way that they're playing right now. We've seen that they can string 4 ones together, or 4 quarters together, I should say. We've seen that they can bring the aggressiveness that we've been looking for. I think the Connecticut Sun game will finally be a game where he can start leaning into that bench production.
Yeah.
Like you said, Maddie was one of the most productive people. 9 points, 4 rebounds. She did her thing for 20 minutes. So if we can get everybody else to jump into the game and bring that same intensity off jump as soon as they're in the game, then we'll be in good shape heading into the playoffs.
Yeah, so I mean, again, they have the easiest schedule out of everybody else that's chasing the last 4 or 5 seeds, right? They have Connecticut, LA, Phoenix, Seattle.
Which is good for seeding, but not great for playoff prep.
That's true, but I don't have anything else on tonight's game. Good games. This has been the Dallas Wings post-game show brought to you by DallasHoop.com. This is your host, K. Lou.
Mason Garcia.
Jazz Monet.
There it is. Until next time, y'all be safe. We'll talk to you Sunday.
Bye.